Hello the internet, and welcome back to Road Hazard. Today we're going to do a whole bunch of piddly, maintenance-y type stuff over the course of a few days when we've got a few minutes, and string it together into a video. Because, you know, each individual item by itself, not really enough to make content for. I'm not going to make a 25-minute video about changing a hose or, you know, adjusting the rear brake shoes or whatever. So what we're going to start with here is the upper rad hose. As the engine moves around in here, I guess it torques a little bit more than I thought it would, because that's officially ungood. The AC clutch has been torquing into the hose, and or I guess, you know, stuff's moving, and that is an accident waiting to happen. I'm surprised it hasn't exploded yet. So we're gonna run down to the parts store, pick up a hose and some antifreeze, and we'll just change it in their parking lot, which will make a horrendous mess. But that horrendous mess will not be at my house. So, sorry. So the game plan then is we're gonna drive there as calmly as possible, trying not to aggravate that hose any more than we have. And we're gonna try and get one that's a little bit shorter on the side that connects to the radiator, because it'll bring that hose farther away from the pulley, which will of course give us more space, and hopefully we won't have to run through this again. So I hope we can get one that'll sort of fit the dimensions we're after, because basically as long as we can get one that's the same general shape as this one and it has the right size ends on either side, it doesn't really matter, we can make it work. So hopefully they'll have something close that we can maybe cut to fit, because if they've got one that's longer on the radiator side, that's actually, well, on both sides I guess, one that's longer in general, that'll give us the space to you know, cut some off, cut it down, and make it fit a little bit more the way we want it to, and then move on to other piddly maintenance-y things. Because, you know, most YouTube dudes don't show the everyday maintenance of the automobile. They show you getting it running and driving, and that's pretty much it. Well, we're not most YouTube people here at Road Hazard, are we? No, we're far more stupid. Far more butch. Well, I don't know about far more butch. Pole Barn Garage does exist. That guy's like king of the butchery. But functional butchery. Got a hose here that might work in one of these configurations. It'll take a little bit of stretching, but I think it'll work. The problem with, you know, this custom crap is, well, nothing just bolts in, you know. It's a problem. Gotta make shit work. So as you can see here, this one's got some bends that, you know, we can use. The problem is they are not the same diameter. This one's a little bit smaller. It's like the next size down. So I'm gonna run back inside with the old hose and see if they don't have one closer. If not, we'll make this one work by just tightening the hell out of it and hoping. And then man, we'll see, I guess. I actually managed to get this very minimal spillage. There's a little bit small puddle down there under the box, the steering box, but other than that, I did pretty good. Pretty proud of myself. No environmental hazards were caused in the making of this segment, and part of that is because I like to use the lever vent caps, you know, psst. So I just opened it and let it drain into my overflow here. A lot of that excess pressure, so a lot of the coolant that was up here just went down into that. I went and returned that other hose and brought the old hose in with me this time. I found one that is the right diameter and has some bends that I think I can make work. I'm gonna try and get this hose to fit on there. Like I said, it'll be a little bit of stretching, but I think we can get it to work. The plus side here is obviously it's longer. So like I was saying on the way over, we can cut like an inch off of this to suck this this bend in more to give us more clearance here. So I can probably get it knocked off about that much and have that probably there. So we'll have plenty of room and still be able to have that hose connect on that side. So I'm going to get this one kind of mocked in there, figure out where I want it, and take the knife, cut it, put the clamps on it, throw some antifreeze in it, and we'll have a new radiator hose installed with minimal mess. It's a good thing we have the dullest knife in all the land, because, you know, otherwise this wouldn't take any effort. We got to use the cheapest Walmart quality knife we have. I think that's going to be perfect. These ants are just enormous. Come here, fella. Let me show you to the people. Come here. Come here. Get on there. Get on there. They're camera shy. Okay, we got that side trimmed and on there, just about perfect. Got plenty of space here now, got plenty of space there. All we gotta do is lop the end of this bend off, bring her on over there, and if we cut it at an angle about here, it'll sit just about perfectly on that water neck. And we can clamp her down and refill it. So I think, like I said, all we're gonna have to do is cut off about that part. This should be perfect, so I'll get on that. What do you think about here? Here? Let's go longer, and then if it's, you know, too long, we can take more off. I think I spilled more trying to fill it than I did draining it, but it's fine. It's mostly water, so I'm gonna start it, let it cycle a little, drink up all that nice juice, burp some of the air out of the system, and then we'll throw the cap on it. We should be good to go. You guys hear that exhaust leak? Kinda sucks. I'll have to add that to the piddly maintenance to-do list. Find and fix exhaust leak. I'm willing to bet it's either that downpipe gasket or the manifold gasket, so oh well. I guess we'll figure that out too. Doesn't look like the thermostat is opened yet. Should open soon. We're up at about 160. So any second now, that should kick on. We should start to see some flow. Yeah, there's nothing in there yet. So we'll keep our eye on it. In the meantime, listen to that idle. She sounds nasty. There it goes. It's drinking. Thermostat is open. It's sucking down water. Fill up that air pocket. We'll get her topped off with what's left in the jug. And then we are good to go. That is fixed. It sounds so much nastier with the AC on and it loaded up on the compressor. Because it idles down like another 200 RPM. Just. It's a small cam, but it still sounds good. I think I've discovered the cause of the exhaust leak. I was just kind of poking and prodding around the engine bay, and all of the exhaust manifold bolts were loose. So I tightened them. So now I'm gonna fire it up, and we'll see if it is indeed solved. I hope so, because now everything's hot, and or it will be after it runs. So. Let's go see if it's still ticking. Kinda. I don't think it's as bad, but I can still hear it. I'm going to try the hose trick. We'll get a piece of hose and put one end in the ear and feel around with the other side of the hose, and when we hear the that's where the leak is. So I'm gonna go grab a piece of hose. Not the manifold. I found it. It's the downpipe collector gasket, I think. I'm gonna double check. 150%. That's what it is. So, I got after it with a very long set of extensions so I wouldn't have to burn myself. But it was loose. No more leak. How about that? About the boofa. Tommy thought that was funny. Yeah, it was just loose. I tightened it up. I don't know why all the exhaust hardware on this side of the car was loose, but it's not anymore. So we don't have any more ticking. And just to be 100% sure, tell me if you hear anything. I didn't. I'm calling that a win. For those of you who don't know what I was talking about, improvise, adapt, overcome. That right up there. Let's see if I can. That guy, the top bolt by the starter there, that one was loose. The bottom one, hidden down there, was not. But that one was, so we got ahead and tightened that up. And that appears to have been the issue, so no more exhaust leak, which is good. Now, on the note of the exhaust, I want to show you guys something I did in the back of the car, off camera, because it was, again, it was something so small, but I had to do it. I didn't want to wait to do a video like this to do this one little thing. The exhaust on this side, that hanger right there you see, was actually not connected to anything. There was no bolt, no washer, nothing. And that hanger, you'll notice, is crafted, we'll say. And I made that one because the rubber was torn and it was just kind of dangling. So this pipe was just not doing it. So we reattached that, we put a bolt in there. And the only other thing we've done off camera is that little gas tank vent right there, because the car didn't have one before. And the vent was basically just, well, as you can see, it was just hosing gas everywhere when the car got super warm, and it smelled horrible. Like, I'm used to the smell of gas, and this was nauseous even for me. So that is a fuel tank vent off of a 3rd generation Camaro or Firebird, and it's pretty much perfect. So we just crammed that in there, hose clamped it on, and that is fixed. So, ow.
Okay, so update. I'm sick now. The exhaust leak is still here. So, that means it's probably on the little plate that bolts to the motor. This is some kind of adapter, I think. Because this is probably a Buick manifold bolted to the Chevy. So, probably some kind of chickadere going on there. So, what we're going to have to do is pull all the bolts out, pull the manifold off. And what we're also going to do, basically, I'll pull the donut collector off. We'll pull the whole manifold out. One thing I like about working on cars that haven't been sitting for a long time, like I normally do, is stuff just kind of comes apart. So we got the little collector deal all discoed there. Just two 11/16 head nuts. So now there's a bunch of 9/16ths holding this on, and I don't know what holds on the plate, but we'll get to that in a second. So I'm going to switch sockets here, bust all those off, pull the manifold off, and then we'll get a look at what's behind that plate. Yeah, I just fired it up and then realized I should probably connect the exhaust to the manifold, because it sounded, we'll say, rowdy on this particular bank of cylinders. We can blame the cold medicine. Let's get that reconnected. I think that loose bolt might have been it. I don't hear it anymore. I mean, I could hear it from inside the car before. Yeah, I think we got it. Hard to beat the thumpity thump thump of a small block Chevy with a mild RV cam in it. But hey, exhaust leak is fixed for real this time. How about that? Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this or not yet. I did this off camera because it was literally 4 bolts, but this is the kind of thing that would have gone in the video if I had remembered. Look, we put in seat belts. For both seats. I got lap belts now. So that's cool. Little brief update on the eBay air conditioning, by the way. Mint. Still works perfectly. It's holding a charge. None of these connections are leaking or nothing. It still works exactly like it's supposed to. Perfect. Could not possibly recommend this upgrade enough for your old car. I will be putting a review on eBay. I never review eBay stuff unless it's like really, really good or really, really bad. But that's getting 5 stars. That kit is awesome. Super easy to install. Works great. What we're doing today in our Fix-It adventure is we are going to try and sort out the horns, because I really, really would like those to work. So in order to do that, we're gonna have to pull the steering wheel off, and I don't have a puller here, which means we're gonna do it the same way we did it the last time that ended with that new scar on my forehead, and hope that doesn't happen again. It also means we gotta fish through some boxes that I have in the house to find the remains of the horn button, and hope that I have all the pieces, because basically underneath the steering wheel, well, underneath this cap first of all, which is just a little cappy deal, also the kind of the horn button itself, put that over there, is all the nonsense that goes underneath this. So that's hot. So we'll go fish through them boxes. I'll find all the pieces and we'll come back out. What I might do, because my brother and sister aren't here to tell me I can't, is pull the car into the shade. Because it's hot in there. But at least in here, I'm not in direct sunlight. And I can have a fan going and kind of like ventilate. You know what I mean? I think I found the pieces that I'm missing. I also found this. So the guy I bought this car from was a save literally everything kind of guy. Like, I mean, in the boxes of stuff that he gave me with the car are like the original screws that held the door panels on and the broken side marker light lens, that kind of thing. So there's an exhaust gasket deal, and I was thinking about that manifold on this side that, you know, doesn't have one. But right now, I'm doing horn button because I've done exhaust twice now in this video, and before we do exhaust a third time, I want to do something different. So we've got horn stuff, so we'll need a wrench to take this off, big socket, and we'll need a Phillips screwdriver, and that should be it. This whole Chinkadera kind of when you go beep beep, it makes beep noises because there is a horn. It's wired in. I know because I put it there, and because it was in one of those boxes when I got the car. Because they had some, well, you guys remember that gaudy steering wheel. So we put the original wheel back on, and we need to reconnect all the horn stuff because I really would like to have horn. It's one of those. Back this up a little bit. There we go. Make it a little easier to get out. It's one of those creature comforts, you know, they tell you about in modern cars, like having two side mirrors, and headliner, you know, stuff you don't really need, but you know. So we get that off, and then we'll yank and tug on the steering wheel to get that off of there. And when that hits me in the face, we'll know that we've got the steering wheel off. I'm pretty sure actually this just comes off now, so this is the part where I hurt myself. The good news is it's Sunday, so everything's closed. Tomorrow's Memorial Day, and now is the time to get hurt, so let's get at her. So like I said, we're gonna run to town and rent a steering wheel puller, because that doesn't want to come off, and I'm drenched. So we're gonna grab my wallet and go rent a puller. Dead moth in there. And then you know, because that was the plan all along. I don't know if you could tell, just a little warm in there.
So, you know, good news. I pulled the car out of the garage to get ready to go, and they came back, so I'm in the driveway again. So we're gonna have some sweat equity in this horn button. That's for sure. So yeah, let's drive to the parts store and get a wheel puller, so we can do that. And if you're sitting there, oh my God, you're gonna drive to the parts store without a nut holding? Yeah, of course I am. Brother, America, brother, brother. I have returned. Got a tool. So now we're gonna use it. Okay, it's all connected. So now, hypothetically, when I not connected well enough. You would not believe how much better that whole deal works when you actually install it properly. I know. It's shocking. So, we're left with that. I don't actually understand how any of this works. That's a thing. See, I've got one of those looking deals here. Oh, wait a minute. Does that go there? Well, those pieces go in front of it. I know that much. But I had a spring. That makes sense to me. And this deal? Do we... Oh, wait a minute. Are we... Is it like... Is it like that? No? I don't know. If I take something conductive and cross these two with that pushed... Well, the horn works. Okay, we just need to figure out how to work it up then. All right, we're getting there. After much trial and error, I think I have figured it out. So this is what we had, right? We take this piece, which has another plunger on it. It's got a little brass ring on it there. That goes like that. And it spins, you know, with the wheel. The spring goes here and helps with steering wheel removal. And then the wheel goes like this. And there's a big hole right there, which coincides with this guy. So you get thing there. Goes like that, and then you find the spline, and it goes on like that. You put the nut on, and then all I have to figure out now, I've honked the horn like 83,000 times. I'm sure the neighbors love it. I am producing enough sweat, that's hot, to drown a hippopotamus, but we're trucking. I think with a little bit more fiddling, I'll be able to definitely figure this out. So I'm gonna crack on here. 4 gallons of sweat later, I figured it out. So there's that little metal disc that goes on first, and then the little ring, and then the little plastic piece is like an isolator of sorts, and then the horn button goes in there, and when you push the horn, it contacts the metal and makes horn noises. So if I get that on there, horn button. How about that? See, kids, I didn't even YouTube that. I just fiddled for 4 gallons of sweat. But it worked. I don't know if the steering wheel's still on straight. We'll have to go around the block real quick. But we have a functioning horn button, so come on. Just figure it out, you know? Electricity, just things, just horn button. It's that easy. And now it's on there straight. Got ourselves a horn button. I don't know why that's so exciting, but I'm happy to have it because there have been a couple of instances in Florida traffic when I was like, damn, I wish I had a horn. Got a horn, so. Looks like we got the wheel on straight. Right back where it was. We have a functional horn. Time to go return the steering wheel puller, get my 50 bucks back, and then we'll move on to the next thing. I just realized this now on the like here. We fixed something else while we were in the column. I noticed the turn signal lever was like a little bit loose, just a little bit. So I tightened it while we were in there. As you may recall before, it didn't have self-canceling. It was loose the whole time. Whatever. That's another thing we fixed. Didn't even know it needed fixing. But hey, we fixed it. Put that on the list and cross it off so it feels like we did something. I have news. And it ain't good. Was driving home from school yesterday. Car developed a noise, which is never good. But this one is bad. Increase with RPM. It's not exhaust. I thought naively for a minute it might have been a lifter. It's not. Sounds like it's coming from down low. Which, of course, means rod knock. I said it. So, because I'm here, not at home, I don't have my hoist, I don't have my stands, I don't have 99% of my tools, I can't actually fix that here. Because it would take, a couple of weekends to pull it, rebuild it, and put it back in all by myself. But I'm daily driving this car, so kind of puts us in a little bit of a pickle, doesn't it? We're left now with two choices, which really means one choice. We are either taking this to a local shop and paying the exorbitant sum of money for them to do it, or nothing. That's it. That's really our only choice right now. So we gotta find a reputable local place that won't steal the car or make it worse somehow. any case, that's probably going to do it for this episode of Road Hazard. I don't think there's much point in us doing more piddly stuff on a car with a blown motor. So, thanks for watching. Appreciate ya. We'll get her fixed. Don't worry. Because, you know, the glorious part about me blowing up my stuff here is that you don't have to pay anything. You get to click on the video and be like, oh, he broke it. And you get to click on another video and be like, ah, he fixed it. And I have to do all the stuff. DOA on the small block Chevy. I'm in a great mood about it. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate every single one of you. Every like, every comment, every subscriber. If you want to see more pain, I got plenty of videos about me breaking stuff. Just click a few. They're all over, I promise. See you guys next time.